Let's call this meeting to order. Roll, please.
Showalter.
Here.
Myers.
Here.
Howard.
Here.
Redlin.
Present.
Wilson.
Here. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Good evening, everybody. Anybody signed up for public comment tonight? No? Let's move on to consent agenda then. We have A, the 5/6/24 commission meeting minutes, and B, the appropriation ordinances 2024-10, 2024-10A, and 2024-P10. Any questions or comments or concerns on those this week?
I'll move to approve the consent agenda items A and B.
Have a motion by Commissioner Redlin,
Second.
second by Commissioner Myers. Any further discussion? Roll, please.
Howard.
Yes.
Redlin.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Showalter.
Yes.
Wilson.
Yes. Okay, let's move on to presentations and proclamations. First up, we are supposed to have a presentation from Options, but she does not appear to be here at the moment, so we will move past that one to B, which is the NCRPC Housing Initiative. Kent?
Keegan Bailey, the housing director with the North Central Regional Planning Commission, is not able to be here this evening. They had sent us information announcing a housing initiative in collaboration with the Dane G. Hansen Foundation. The brochure is included in the agenda packet, and we do have copies of it downstairs at City Hall as well. They had made a presentation last week at the county commission meeting as well. It's basically funding that's been provided for both housing rehabilitation through the Moderate Income Housing Rehabilitation Pilot Program and the Demolition Pilot Program. So two different programs. Both programs require a 10% match by the homeowner. Rehab projects can include roofs, flooring, HVAC, windows, or siding. Projects that are not allowed include fencing, sidewalks, or driveways. But it basically is projects up to $10,000 on the rehab, up to $5,000 on the demolition is what the grant will be. So $10,000 plus $1,000 of the homeowner's money, $11,000 could be, pretty decent sized project for any property. Must be done by the property owner. That's what they're trying to get to. And the application's open. Start on May 28th, which is the day after Memorial Day. And they'll have the actual application available then. And can be filled out and returned or submitted electronically. There is a QR code scan on the brochure that will take you to that page. That page is also listed in the agenda, or the link is showed in the communication form as well. The reason for the announcement is they only have a limited amount of funding, and it usually goes pretty quick. So in past years, they'll have Dane G. Hansen has worked with North Central Regional Planning Commission and basically handles the North Central area as well as the Northwest set of counties in Kansas. They'll have 5 or 6 counties. They have Logan, Osborne, Ottawa, Phillips, Rollins, and Sherman. So Rollins is northeast of here. The other ones are further east. Those are the 6 counties that are involved in 2024. But the funding in past years is basically completely, they have enough applications within 48 hours. So I would urge people, if they're interested in it, take a look, see the information and get ready. The application itself is not that difficult application. It's one page, maybe 2 pages of information. But that needs to be submitted on that day, basically, to get in line to have a possibility of doing So that was the basic presentation. Unfortunately, Keegan couldn't be here to explain more or answer questions, but that's what the housing initiative is about.
All right. I mean, it does sound like if somebody has a project they've been thinking about doing, or got something coming up that they want to do, so it sounds like it could be a great opportunity to get majority of that paid for. So hopefully some people take advantage of it.
Yep.
Okay. And with that, are you here with options? Okay. We will move backwards to options again real quick here.
Down in the car doing library board.
If you want to go ahead and come up to the podium, just introduce yourself and let us know what's on your mind.
For my voice, I'm into the top of week 4 sounding like this. I am Andrea Cross and I represent Options. I'm the development director at Options. We provide the domestic violence and sexual assault services for the Northwest 18 counties. I'm seeing familiar faces, so is there anybody that needs more information about what Options actually does? Okay. So the past year we've been busy. Services continue to increase, and I was a little disheartened with that, and then I had a friend reframe that for me and remind me that all of the people didn't suddenly start having domestic violence issues because Options advertised. They have been experiencing this in their lives, and they finally know how to take a step forward and solve some issues and know that they don't have to keep going with a bad situation, that there are options, that's our name, for them to explore. In the county of Ellis right now, we are piloting a program with their law enforcement, the sheriff and the Ellis Police Department and the Hayes Police Department, to do lethality exams. And a lethality exam helps the officer and the victim determine how much danger they're in, because domestic violence situations tend to build over time. You don't get away with it once, you get a little bit bolder. Get away with it again, you might think that, hey, I'm doing pretty good, I can get away with this all the time. And, when you escalate and you get to a point where someone's willing to put their hands on your throat, I mean, people don't understand that that's deadly, and that they can feel like a frog in a frying pan. You don't really realize it's getting that bad. And even sometimes the officers don't know that it has gotten that bad, because they only see what they've come across at that moment.
Mhm.
And if they answer yes to the first 3 questions, it's an automatic referral. And a referral meaning that the officer calls an Options advocate, puts them on the phone with the survivor, and we get in touch immediately. That information also starts a paper trail of documenting the situations. It goes to the county attorney, goes to the police and sheriff's departments, whichever one wasn't involved, so that we can start holding people accountable for their actions. The last 6, I believe, homicides in Ellis County have been domestic related. In the state of Kansas, that number still is at around the 25% mark of homicides in Kansas being domestic related. I know in our letter we asked for continued support. This is, if you would donate this year, this would actually be the first donation from the city of Goodland. And where I came up with that number, that would provide approximately 45 cents per citizen in your city. Less than 50%, or 50 cents, be about 45 cents per person towards services to end domestic violence. We are continuing, we did not get awarded the tax credits last year for our Colby project, but we resubmitted again this year with a really much stronger proposal, and we'll hear on those soon, and that would be to build shelter into the basement of our Colby office, and that would help alleviate people having to go all the way to Ellis County for shelter or spend time in a hotel, it would actually give them a housing situation. And then we have written some very large grants that we hope to hear on soon. And if those go through, they would also allow us to expand and purchase a building possibly. So watch for capital campaign announcements from Options hopefully very soon. Some of the services that we provide, I know you guys have heard proposals from Western Kansas Child Advocacy Center. I think they were here last time when I presented. We do their overflow, like they have set hours. So if a call comes in during the night, we provide those services, and then we do a soft handoff to their agency to provide additional, to continue the services. We also help the Goodland Hospital with their SANE program and getting a sexual assault nurse exam certified person in place to do those exams as well, and that has gone really well. Our campus advocate travels to Goodland, the vocational college here at Goodland, and also to Colby and the NCK Tech locations, in addition to the Hayes campus. So we are very active in your community. I had told Carrie that, and here she comes. I told her 6:30. I have the time wrong. I am terrible. This is Kaylee. She is one of our board members. So we have a board member from Goodland that, I told you the wrong time, I'm sorry. That we have a board member from the Goodland community on our board. We have 12 people on our board, and then a past president, so 13, it's a baker's dozen. Again, very active in the community, and we would appreciate your support. You guys have any questions for me? I know I rattled off a lot of information really quickly.
Do we have a St. Sart nurse here right now
In Goodland?
in Goodland?
I believe so. I'm, there, in fact, I think you have two. Just one? Just the one, okay. 'Cause I'm picturing a name, but I can't quite, yes.
So what services do you provide for the St. Sart program?
The St. Sart program contacts us to let us know that they have someone that, they ask the person first if they would like to have an advocate present, and then, we go to the exam and are present with them during the exam. We also provide, follow-up services afterwards, checking. We go to court with survivors if they feel they need someone by their side to do that. We can't speak in court, but we can certainly be support in court. We provide shelter, of course. Sometimes when you put that series in motion, your sheets get taken as evidence, your clothing gets taken as evidence. Our advocates come with clothing so that someone doesn't have to leave the hospital in scrubs or hospital gown, or if their sheets were taken, we can help replace their sheets. We, have clothing available. We do so many different things. Right now, it's not someone from Goodland, but as an example of just the way we who work for our agency step up, I have a foster dog right now because someone who lives in our shelter had an animal that they felt wasn't safe with their ex. In fact, he took one of the dogs and took it to Colorado and promptly turned it over to a shelter. So she made the right decision in keeping that animal, and I have it at my house. I've had 3 rats at my house. So, we just try to make a bad situation the best possible moving forward. That was kind of the long roundabout answer.
That's all right, thank you. Yes, good, thanks.
May have any other questions? I I don't have any questions, but I do want to say that I think you guys provide an amazing service that's definitely needed everywhere, and I think we're lucky to have you in our community. And I know this will at least be discussed moving forward in our budget discussions to see if you want to.
Yeah, I appreciate all the support you can give. I know I mean, I understand city and county budgets, as I think I told you guys last year. My dad's the mayor in Russell, so I got to see him a lot today because we had a storm yesterday that was, wicked.
Yeah.
They just got, my parents' housing area just got their power back at 1:15 this afternoon, so. So, I know it's tight, but I know that we provide a good service to your community and really appreciate your support, so, thank you.
Great. Thank you. Sure.
I personally use the service time again. They're awesome. They come in, pretty much any time of the day or night, and they come and get these people and they move them to a safe location. I know I've used them, or offered their use, and I know it's been used tons of times with them. So I support anything. I know budgetarily is tough, but I support anything that we can do.
Thank you. Okay. So with that, let's move on to ordinances and resolutions. Starting with the resolution 1634, regarding an unfit structure at 1526 Caldwell. Good evening, Zach.
Good evening, everyone. So I was contacted on the 16th of April by the police chief and asked me to come over and look at things. Once I got there, there was 3 mice immediately as you walked through the door on a sticky pad, and clothes and trash and garbage and a little bit of everything everywhere. Once you made it into the kitchen, there was another mouse that just walked behind a crock pot across the sink to the rest of the dishes. So there's clearly a mice infestation there. You get to the bathroom and there's holes in the ceiling from water damage from the roof being not repaired. Once you get to the basement, you noticed an electrical cord that was running through the wall. And once you went outside, it was tied into the service box outside, and that was powering the entire basement. This would be going downstairs, which you can partially see the water heater in that one. But they dropped it going down the stairs, so it is damaged in itself. And then open junction boxes everywhere. But the water heater also does not have the correct plumbing going to it. They have flex tubing going to copper, going to PVC, back to more copper, and none of it's done correctly. This is where the extension cord ties into the basement. This was some more random non-professional wire just hanging loose. If you wouldn't have paid attention, some people would have walked right into it.
Is that house occupied?
No. It was, but it is no longer.
And this is one of those properties where ownership is kind of in limbo, correct?
So the owner, according to the county, is deceased and has been for going on 4 years. It was the son that was living there. When I did the title report on it, taxes were delinquent, went from 20 all the way to 23. Dog feces all over the basement. That Mountain Dew bottle was actually a bottle of urine. I lived in it for
think it's a couple thoughts. I mean, like, it's unfortunate that, you know, even at this day and age, that we have people in our community who feel they need to live in a place like this. At the same time, we also have a responsibility to make sure that the structures within the city are up to code and are structurally safe for whoever may be living in those residences.
So with this resolution, it would just be setting the public hearing, which has to be 30 days after it's published twice. And then at the public hearing, it will give any of the children of the deceased owner the opportunity to come and speak the case as to why they feel it shouldn't be any of them demolished or
Yeah.
repaired.
Anybody have any other questions or comments?
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 1634.
I have a motion by Commissioner Redlin, and I think it says 34 on the agenda, but I think it's actually supposed to be 1631.
Oh,
Actually-
It is 1634. That is correct.
Has it been?
It was incorrectly put on the agenda. It's
Okay.
31.
So it is 1634. Okay, so motion by Commissioner Redlin,
Second.
second by Commissioner Myers. Any other further discussion? Roll, please.
Yes.
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 Yes. Okay, let's move on to resolution 1632, which is an unfit structure on West 12th Street that doesn't even have an address. I did find it and look it up. I did find where it is, but
So there isn't a house or anything on this property. The garage has been laid down for who knows how many years. That's why there's not an actual address to the lot. It does sit right south of the playground where Topside used to be at West. Give you an idea of where it's at, but the entire structure is laid over on itself. I tried to make contact with him last year and didn't really get anywhere with it. When I pulled the title report, it shows there's 16 or 17 different owners of record through the estate. So I think it's kind of just up in limbo as to who's supposed to be taking care of the property. So this resolution would just be setting a public hearing like the last one to give any of them the opportunity to come.
any other questions on that one?
Make a motion to approve resolution 1632.
A motion by Commissioner Showalter,
Second.
second by Commissioner Howard. Any further discussion?
There's the structure. Finally got the pictures up.
Yeah.
There's not too much demolition that needs to occur.
Most of it looks like it's taken place.
It just needs to be removed.
Yeah. All right, roll, please.
Yes.
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 Yes. Okay, moving on to resolution 1633 for an emergency action pursuant to section 7-612 for 320 West 3rd Street.
And Josh, you don't have to pull these pictures up. I was called by police chief again, got to the house, and the owner of the house had been deceased for quite a period of time. He got me in contact with her brother, who stated none of the siblings wanted anything to do with the house or the car, so it would just be sitting there with hazardous material inside of it, which is why I requested emergency action, which goes past the public hearing, so we don't have to hold a public hearing, I would just put those out to have the structure removed.
I did receive a call from a neighbor this afternoon. I didn't have a chance to tell you, Zach. The neighbor to the north did state that there's pretty unkempt as far as the structure. There's a fly situation inside the structure. And when the wind is out of a certain direction, there's a certain odor that comes to their structure as well. So that kind of confirms the immediacy of the issue.
Quite a few broken windows on it as well, so.
motion then to approve resolution 1633.
I have a motion by Commissioner Showalter,
Second.
second by Commissioner Myers. Any other further discussion? Roll, please.
Howard,
Yes.
Showalter,
Yes.
Myers,
Yes.
Redmond,
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes. Thank you, Zach.
Exactly.
All right, moving on to formal actions, starting with A, the deferred annexation agreement with Jessica Davis.
Bryce and Jessica Cole,
Cole.
formerly known as Jessica Davis, was able to have this agreement reviewed by City Attorney Kling, and then it was sent to the Coles on Friday. They did give a call today. They're unfortunately not able to be here. They had a medical situation that they're in Hayes right now, so they're not able to attend tonight. But did receive a call from Bryce, and they were in favor of this agreement going forward. And I think it adequately explains what was discussed at the last meeting. So, and the deferred annexation agreement that is allowed according to state statute, KSA 12534. It does follow, and it is allowed for the city to set that up for this type of agreement to take place.
I do feel like this agreement is maybe a good compromise between both the city and the property owner as to they can get what they want immediately as far as the water, but then not have to get the sewer line immediately, especially since the sewer line that makes most sense for that side of the street would be coming down from the north, which would be even further away from where we were initially discussing. Then I'm also happy that they were willing to agree to, once it got close enough to their property, within 100 feet of this agreement, that they would then annex into the city and then tie into the sewer line. So that would also maybe help as the growth continues over there, encourage that growth, and when it gets down there, they'll tie in and annex in. So I'm for one am in favor of this agreement. I think it's a good compromise. Agree. Any other? With that, I will make a motion to approve the agreement for annexation of territory with Bryce and Jessica Cole.
Second.
The second by Commissioner Redlin. Any further discussion? Roll, please.
Myers,
Yes.
Showalter,
Yes.
Howard,
Yes.
Redmond,
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes. Okay, moving on to B, the demo bid at 122 West 14th Street. Kent?
Just one confirmation, that was a motion to approve the deferred annexation agreement. Is there also, it's an okay to go ahead and connect them to the water system as part of that?
I would say yes, but do we need to do another one to,
Yeah, if you
since it
could.
isn't it's not actually in there?
Right, it's not part of that actual agreement, but
So we need to make a motion to approve the connection to the water system
correct.
for the address at 621 Eustace Street.
Yes, sir.
Once the agreement is executed and filed with the register of deeds.
What he said.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Howard. Any further discussion? Roll, please.
Howard,
Yes.
Redmond,
Yes.
Myers,
Yes.
Showalter,
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes. Okay. Thank you for the clarification there. Now we'll move on to 122 West 14th Street.
And this probably Zach can speak to it quickly, although we did put out bids for the address at 122 West 14th. But the property owner went to town, so.
He did go to town, so it changes the entire scope of the bid. say we have another 3 or 4 weeks and nothing's still changed, we re-sheet the bids out to get the project actually cleaned up.
Has he stated when he's gonna be back? I say we don't give him that long, cause he might not come back for 2 or 3 months.
Yeah, I mean, well, obviously, so, I went to town, he did tear the structure to the ground, but all the rubble is still laying on the property. So that's why this is no longer in the scope of the bid we did. I kinda agree with JJ that, yeah, we need to kinda nix this one, but I would say as soon as next meeting, we're starting up the process again to deal with the rest of it on there. And that'll give him, going through the process, that'll still give him plenty of time to come back and clean it if he's going to, but I don't wanna wait horribly long with this either. So, with that, I will make a motion to cancel the bid process for 122 West 14th Street.
Second.
A second by Commissioner Redlin. Any further discussion?
Just because you were louder.
That's because he cut me off when I started the Pledge of Allegiance earlier. Roll, please.
Howard,
Yes.
Myers,
Yes.
Redmond,
Yes.
Showalter,
Yes.
Yes. Okay, and then C, we have a change order for the industrial park project. Kent?
This is for the industrial park street and utility improvements. We had an original contract that was approved to do a certain portion of the project, which was for $890,482.50. But then when we took that to the Department of Commerce, they, based on our original grant award, said, make sure you spend as close as you can to the original grant award. We don't want to give the money back to the federal government. So, because it really can't be slid over to any other community, it's already assigned to the city of Goodland. So, we went back and engineer Andrew Bruner and myself met with the general contractor and worked out what this change order is about. And Andrew can take it from there.
Yeah, so, Kent said as close as possible, we got about as close as possible. We had some discussions, so with the changes that we've made, now you'll be able to basically you'd be able to drive an entire loop out there at the industrial park. Every lot's gonna have access to sewer line and water services. Based on the bids that we had, that we got back, we didn't have to add any additional line items or anything like that. Everything that was in the contract, we basically just added the quantities to. So there's no really changes there. But one thing we did run into was the water line, was one thing that city crews has done out there in the past and is capable of doing. If we would have included that into the contract or into this change order, we would have been able to meet basically our budget that we had originally. So we're asking Miller Construction Services to do the street, the entire loop, install all of the sewer, manholes, lines, everything. Order the materials for us to get in, and then city crews will then install the water lines. So, like I said, Neil and his guys, you and 2 or 3 other guys did the entire line before and had good success with it. And so that's also something that the contractor's not going to have to wait for. There's really only one place where the water lines go underneath the roadway. I already spoke to Neil about that. We get that in set in place, but everything else can be done after the street's put in as well. So we did also add some days on the contract. Miller's, they were concerned about that, so we added an additional 40 days, which puts us right about Thanksgiving. Yeah. So,
All right. Anybody have any questions, comments on that?
we are within a couple $100. So like I said, we're very close.
Yeah.
That's with construction and the engineering fees. And so what I talked to Ken about is we'll be very cognizant of that on our side, because we're time and materials on the inspection side of things or observation side of things. So if they're out there just moving dirt around, we're not gonna have somebody out there expending city dollars. But we'll be there for the important things, so that you guys get it done.
All right. I know, I'm excited to get this project going and get it finished, so.
They were looking at starting that on June
June 10th.
10th.
I would move that we approve the change order number 1 for the Industrial Park Street and Utility Improvements Project. Base grant award by Miller Construction Services as presented.
All right. I have a motion by Commissioner Showalter,
Second.
second by Commissioner Myers. Any further discussion? Roll, please.
Redmond,
Yes.
Howard,
Yes.
Myers,
Yes.
Showalter,
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes. Thank you, Lance. Okay, moving on. We have nothing up for discussion this evening. So we will move on to reports, starting with our city manager, Kent.
Included in your packet is the manager memo. We did get the title work completed as far as the sale of the parcel and the industrial park. However, one of the items they requested was to have a corporate resolution about who could sign the documents. I guess that was a requirement, so, and put at your place is just a simple resolution that authorizes Commissioner Aaron Thompson to sign the deed as well as any other documents that would be required as far as the title work goes on the sale of the property to Raul and Lisa Rodriguez. So this is an additional resolution, but it was basically because of the title work, so that's why it came in after we sent the had the agenda ready. So
This is a resolution we're gonna bring back next meeting, or you wanna move on it tonight?
I'd rather just have you go ahead and take care of it tonight.
Okay,
The resolution number?
do we have a number for it? Would it just be the next one in line? 1635?
Mr. Mayor, I'd make a motion to approve Resolution 1635, authorizing Mayor Thompson to execute a deed to transfer certain real estate to Raul and Lisa Rodriguez.
I'll second.
A motion by Commissioner Showalter and a second by Commissioner Redlin. Any further discussion? Roll, please.
Myers,
Yes.
Showalter,
Yes.
Redmond,
Yes.
Howard,
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
Okay, and then we had the zoning text amendments update. We did not get it published for the public hearing enough times in the paper, so we've had to basically do the same thing again, saying we're publishing in the paper, and so we would have had 2 zoning text amendments for your consideration this evening. It will be in June now because the public hearing will be at the Planning Commission in June, on June 11th. So it's just delayed a little bit is all. And, but we're still moving ahead and getting some work done with the Planning Commission as we move ahead. So that is it regarding that. As far as, did have a discussion on the possible property for the Sherman 4Cs Child Care Coalition project. We discussed, and they were interested in the property that the city owns near West Elementary. Thought that would be a good fit, so we're getting some additional information and they're getting some additional information, and then we will come back for your consideration, so.
Okay.
That is it regarding that. We do have possible, if you guys would agree to do so. I didn't hear much response other than Commissioner Showalter saying he can't attend. But have a commission tour of facilities on June 6th. That'll work for the rest of you. We'll work it out with department heads to try to have 2-3 hours on June 6th to visit certain facilities within the city. So,
That will work for me.
Good for me.
yeah, probably 5.
Yeah.
And Brooke may ask me because he's shoveling so much, that it'll be at 4.
Yeah. Brooks like, we'll start at
Or
lunch.
sooner.
But at 5 o'clock. A couple other minor items. The swimming pool is set to open on May 25th. Almost all things are ready to go at this point at the pool.
I did drive through over the weekend, just kind of check out the new canopy and stuff, and the pool looks great, so good job for everybody getting that thing ready to go.
There's new signs as well at the pool. Most of the mechanical stuff's been taken care of. There's still 1 out of the 10 heaters. Is that still
You ordered parts for it the other day, so they should be in hopefully this week.
and the police department's holding a bicycle rodeo on June 8th. So, out at the police department, correct, chief?
No, it's gonna be the Northwest Kansas Tech.
Oh, that's right. It's at the college. College parking lot.
And what exactly is the bicycle rodeo?
Is, so the kids can sign up, they come and, we give the bicycle a registration sticker. I'm gonna have, Shores and Napa there, one of them, probably Greg. He's gonna check their bicycles out, their scooters, to make sure they're safe, the brakes work, the tires are good, things like that. I'm gonna have Jessica Gettinger there to teach about bicycle safety and concussions, things like that. We teach kind of the rules of the road for bicycles, and we also have them do an obstacle course. We kind of chalk an outline of an obstacle course and have them go through that. And we'll have some giveaways, drinks, snacks, and that's about it.
All right, very good. Thank you.
Probably one other thing, and I didn't ask Kenton today before he did, the timing for working on Cherry Street, is that gonna be before the next meeting or not?
I was kind of hoping to get it done, start next week, but I've got guys coming on vacation, so it's gonna be a long week. I want to get stuff moving quicker, possibly, let people know that Cherry Street's coming.
So June 3rd, which is the date of the next meeting, they'll probably get started on it, which is 2 Mondays from today, so. And they'll basically be working on Cherry Street between Highway 24 and 19th Street. So the part that's right in between Pioneer Park and the Big Easel. So, but there'll be detours set up. It'll be a simple detour to get around that, so. We just have to head 1 block west, basically, to avoid that intersection. But people are, you kind of go into auto-correct mode and end up going the route that you have gone 1,000 times before. But that road will be closed for a few weeks, so. What's your estimate on timing for that? So, all of June, all of June and beginning of July. So,
Okay.
that is it, sir.
All right. Do we have any other questions or comments for our city manager tonight? All right, thank you, Kent. Okay, starting with commissioner reports, starting here on my left with Commissioner Redlin.
Nothing to report.
Commissioner Howard?
Oh, I see they got the standpipe water tower all painted, right?
Myers.
Nothing to report.
Commissioner Showalter.
A couple of quick thank you attaboys, I guess. First, thank you, Danny, for allowing the college to use the picnic tables for our outdoor outing last week. That really added to the event, so thank you. And Zach, I wanted to tell you, I appreciate the job you've been doing over the last few months. I actually had a contractor come in and talk to me a couple of weeks ago who usually bends my ear when he's not happy with the city. But this time he called to let me know that he thought that you were knowledgeable about the job and have been firm and fair, and he appreciated you in that position. So thank you for your work.
Thank you.
And that's all I have.
All right, for the mayor's report, I have nothing more to add. So I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Moved.
Motion by Commissioner Showalter,
Second.
second by Commissioner Howard. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you, everybody.